Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we will discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today and try to make an assessment for rest of the week. We'll also discuss FOMC rate decision and Mr. Powell conference. And also, we'll take a look news regarding NVIDIA and other AI stocks. Now, let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock chart for today on your screen. NVIDIA opened at 850, it made a high 860, it made a low 812, and it closed at 830. That is 3.93% down. As I mentioned in my yesterday video, that today NVIDIA would be under pressure and see lots of volatility in the market before Mr. Powell conference and FOMC rate decision announcement. And not just NVIDIA, all the other AI stocks and overall market was under pressure today. One thing you notice, after market open, NVIDIA had no direction, started to go up and then go down and then up. But just before the rate decision announcement and Mr. Powell conference, started going down. But as soon as Mr. Powell started speaking, again it started going up. And there was a mixed reaction from the Mr. Powell conference. So after going up, it went down. We'll talk more about Mr. Powell conference in a bit. Now moving on. Last 5 days, NVIDIA up 5.31%. Last 1 month, NVIDIA down 7.21%. And last 6 months, NVIDIA up 90%. So after making all-time high, NVIDIA started going down. But again, it started going up. So at this point, it's directionless. We'll talk more about NVIDIA stock price movement in a technical chart. Now going back to the daily chart. So regarding my position, I placed a limit buy position at 811 this morning, but NVIDIA did not go down to 811. It went down to 812, but not 811. So I could not get the buy for NVIDIA. Still, I have some NVIDIA shares bought at 850 and 860, so I am holding those. Now, let's take a look technical charts. On your screen, you see 90-day hourly interval chart for NVIDIA. The lowest point, 475, and the highest point is 962. And also, we have RSI. So RSI started going down since this morning, and it touched 30 sometime this afternoon, and then it started going up and then started going down again after hours. So at this point it's 42, so it doesn't tell much. NVIDIA at this point, based on RSI, can go in either direction. Now let's take a look MACD. MACD chart started going down this morning because NVIDIA was under pressure. You see the trend is down this morning, but it started to go up sometime this afternoon, but it could not. There was not enough momentum on NVIDIA this afternoon. At this point, I see some downward momentum on NVIDIA. So I have the feeling that tomorrow NVIDIA can go further down. Now let's take a look 30 minutes chart. In the 30 minutes chart, you see MACD line is below zero line at this point. Some more downward pressure on 30 minutes chart we observed today on NVIDIA, but it started to go up sometime this afternoon, but it didn't have enough momentum to go further up. So at this point, there is some downward pressure or momentum on NVIDIA, so that can take it further down tomorrow. That's my opinion. Now let's take a look Fibonacci levels. You see Fibonacci levels on your screen is starting from 0% to 100%. The highest point is 962. The lowest point I selected was 765. I also shared with you these levels yesterday. The next level of support after 840 was 811. And I mentioned you yesterday video that 811 is a strong support level. But today, NVIDIA was not able to break 811. And also, I could not get my limit buy position that I set for 811. So it moved up. So that was a good thing. but after reaching probably around 850, it started going down. So at this point, the next level again, the support level is 811. Let's see if NVIDIA can touch support 811 tomorrow or not. And on the upper side, the resistance is 863. Again, it was not able to break 863 this morning or this afternoon, but let's see if it can do it later this week. Now, let's take a look news regarding NVIDIA. You see news regarding NVIDIA on the left side of your screen. Let's take a look this one. This is about Supermicro. The four analysts, they talked about SMCI price target. So Wedbush, they raised the price target for SMCI. Bank of America, they maintained the price target of 1090. Goldman Sachs, they reduced it from 937 to 800, and JP Morgan, they maintained 1150. So mixed reaction from the analyst. There's some news talking about AMD falls on Q1 earnings. And take a look at this news. This is kind of expected. Before the Fed meeting, we always see some kind of volatility in the overall market. Another one that talks about AMD drags down Nvidia stock after disappointing guidance. As we discussed yesterday, AMD revenue guidance is not very great. So nothing much to talk about from the news regarding Nvidia. We'll talk more about today's movement when I'll discuss Mr. Powell conference in a bit. Now let's take a look at other AI stocks. On the left side of your screen, you see these stocks starting from the SoundHound, 4% up, Amazon 2.29% up, Palantir 0.68% up, and NVIDIA 3.89% down, and SMCI 14% down. Wow. AMD 8.9% down. And Navago 4.42% down. So this does not include after hours reaction that we saw after Mr. Powell conference. So these price changes do not include after market hours. So we saw more drop happening after market hours, right? As we notice, most of the AI stocks are down today except Palantir and SoundHound. But I'm guessing after hours, the Palantir would be also down. Now, let's talk about FOMC meeting and Mr. Powell conference. And what are the takeaways? One good thing from the meeting is Fed hold the interest rate steady. They're not going to increase it. And also, they provide no direction that they're going to cut the rate anytime soon. So I show you the transcript of Mr. Powell conference on your screen. Mr. Powell started his conference with very good notes and market liked it. You see, he said, inflation has substantially eased over the past year and the labor market has remained strong, and that's a very good news. And then also he said, FOMC decided to leave our policy rate unchanged. So market took those comments very positive, and you see that initially market went up after he started talking. Let me show you. See the increase, probably about 30 points. But then market went down because he started talking something that market did not like. Let me show you. See here? Then he started talking about inflation that market did not like. See, inflation has eased notably over the past year but remains above our long-term goal of 2%. And also he mentioned PC index went up 2.7%, excluding the volatile food and energy. Core PC above 2.8%, and then he said the inflation data received so far this year has been higher than expected. So these kind of comments were negative for the market, and market started to go down. And also he kept talking some things that market did not like. For example, this. We do not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the range for the Fed rate until we have gained greater confidence that the inflation is moving substantially toward 2%. So here he's telling that he does not have enough confidence how the inflation is moving. And then he said, the data have not given us the greater confidence. And then again he mentioned, inflation have come in above expectation. Then he concluded that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we have seen on inflation. So this tells that the rates are not coming anytime this year. So now you know why market went up after he started talking, and why the market went down when he started talking that market did not like. At this point, market is still trying to absorb what Mr. Powell said, and tomorrow as well, I see some kind of volatility in the market and some kind of downward pressure in the market. But the good thing is I do not expect a big drop coming on Nvidia at this point. So, and also I do not expect Nvidia to go down below 800 sometime tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And that's all about Nvidia's movement for today and assessment for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.